Right, turn 35, and yeah, that was quite eventful. Where to start with this? So, up in the north, he attacked with his Prussian cavalry. He came off second best. In this area as well, he tried with some cavalry. I think there was a lot of disordered units by the look, so he couldn't actually do much with them. Um, yes, a bit of a mess here. Gonna have to try and sort this out around this wind cloth mill. Um, yeah, he came off better in most cases, not every case. Hopefully this heavy cavalry is going to come in and save the day and start pushing them back there. He's brought more and more cavalry up to the north here. He's sort of seen that it's a weak point. Around Eylau, business as usual really. He broke these guns that were here. I have slowly been bringing these Chasseurs Chevals round to hopefully this high ground, so maybe next turn they'll be in a position to charge. I'm still a little bit wary. I'm not entirely sure that Eylau is going to actually hold out. It all depends. Is he following this up with anything? Visibility still 4 hexes, but can't see anything out there in the open. But you never know. The guard are here, the old guard. So hopefully they're going to do the job and hold out. Round Sir Palin, started to see some guns now. So there are guns around. They've got loads and loads of guns. Double the guns I have, so as I said before, got to be very careful of those guns. I'll sort myself out on this high ground, I think, for an assault. I don't want to just assault for the sake of it. Units are a little bit tired. So a bit of a clean-up operation and then sort myself out for an assault there. Maybe bring some more troops forward from the windmill knoll, as it is now known as, the proper name. Down here, he did try an attack with some cavalry. He came off worse. So I'm going to continue to push on, hopefully, and with that second wave. I sorted that second wave of cavalry out, second line, last turn, so hopefully we can push forward there. And then around Klein Southgarden, there's nothing here, haven't seen anything yet, but out here somewhere, I think over here, there was some troop movement. They sort of flashed in when I watched the replay and flashed out again. So there is something around there. It was infantry. So yeah, it's starting to kick off. Not quite halfway through yet, and it really is. Yeah, it's a lot more exciting than it was a few turns back. And I'll get back to you once I start getting everybody in position and sorting everything out, and then go on the attack. So moved everybody around on that turn. Got our cavalry in the south, continuing that swing. They're almost in position, a couple of turns more, sort of just to the west of Morvitten in this area. That's where I'm planning to gather them, just because it's a bit of a weak spot. I'm not the most neatest of movers when it comes to keeping everything in order. You know, I tend to fast track stuff with the alt key, right click, drag stuff. The pathfinding invariably disorders units and stuff, but I'm not too bothered in this case. I'll take more of attention if it was critical that they couldn't be disordered, just because they need to get there, and rather than click individual right hexes with each unit, or I go a little bit quick, so I'm not always the neatest when it comes to that. So up in the north, started moving all my cavalry around on the road, slowly but surely. There's one crossing point. But we do have some troops that are ready to have a go, so we're going to go straight into it and try and push some of these Prussian cavalry back. So here we go. Very well. These guys can go. Who have we got? Are they better against them, or will I go? I'll go with these guys at the Cossacks. Okay, so they're pushing on this side of the river. Good. And then these guys against the Cossacks. Hopefully build up next turn. A lot of cavalry on the road there, and they all stay as they are unless he attacks and disrupts them. So we get a charge going there. Here's a bit messy again. Still 4 hexes, so we can't just. We've got 90 lancers. We'll have a go at them. Yeah, so these guys are disordered, they're not, so they can charge, and that's what they're going to do, get that squadron attacking those from behind, and that is here, behind, leader anywhere, oh they're routed, it's them. And then we'll see what we get there. Oh, wow. I tried to move these guys, cuirassiers, up to protect this cavalry, but failed miserably. So they're sort of left a little bit unattended. Oof, crikey, nearly wiped out a whole squadron there. These guys, I have to bring them out because they are isolated. We do have some cavalry here that we can have a go with. Who's weakest? Probably those hussars. Elizabeth Grad hussars. What name? So we'll try just to split up this cavalry there and manage that. And we do have to Hapol. I moved him to take charge of these 3 squadrons that we lined up last turn. So let's see what they can do. 3 squadrons of cuirassiers from the side, and happy days. We sent them packing. Not much more we can do. This is a bit of a mess. Can they see anyone? Just really turn that gun around, which I could do now for next time. Bring that over there. He attacked this square with those sort of ragtag light troops that he's been messing around with all the game. No issue. They're not going to break a square there. 800 men there with a leader, but we will just teach them a lesson with some artillery if they can see him. I think they can. Yeah. Oof, so that's those light troops gone. It's just skirmishers remaining. What do we got here? They can see this cavalry. 20 and 30 Cossacks. Okay, at least it's something. And what have we got around Eylau? So the guard, moved them up into a nice position. It's starting to look a little bit more organised now in Eylau. With the guard, they've come up, cleared a space for some guns to shoot, have a nice line of fire, brought my cavalry up here. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Eylau, we can start pushing them back a little bit now. Start with artillery. There. We've got some. This horse artillery is not the best. It hasn't been the last few turns. Not too bad. There's a lot of them. Put some guns up in the middle as well. Do my charge with the guard. Yeah, I brought Rat forward. I brought a few of my commanders up just because they were sat at the behind Eylau doing nothing. So I brought some of them up to lead some charges. They've got 100, it's not worth it. I'm going to hold them in position whilst they are and let them sort themselves out. Just before these guys, because I think if he's probably just going to swing them around into the town, but we'll see what we get. Where else to go now? We'll start this artillery on these guys that are breaking through. Not too bad, not too great either. A little bit better. What's that, 600. Got the guard there. I'm going to wait until next turn just to get the guard up. Run out of points there. What have we got here? 300 and 500, so we can hopefully get rid of them. Yeah. Nice target for artillery if we can clear space next time. What have we got here? 600 again. Oh yeah, we'll have those guys as well. Surprising. Should have really brought that, who's that? Dorsen up. Never mind. And I won't be able to now because I've got, we can't, we can only do one melee person. That's them wiped off the face of the map. We'll move this horse artillery around to fire on these guys' flanks. Too bad. What have we got here? Quite a few at 800. Well, I'm going to keep them as they are. If he wants to attack, then he can attack, just because they're in quite a nice position. Line against column, when they're attacking column against column, probably better for us to go into column actually for next time. Move the cavalry around there. I moved some units here, and then lo and behold, no, I was going to say 1,000 guns, but no, enough guns. There's a big old battery there. He's got that battery there, so that top end, the north end of this high ground around Cyfallen, got to be a little bit wary of it. So to that end, what I might do is just bring them a little bit out of sight. remember 11:40 we're predicting this weather to go to light snow and probably visibility of 8 hexes, so it's going to double, and those guns are going to have quite a nice line of sight. So that's in 10, only 2 or 3 turns. I don't think there's enough time to actually attack Sir Palin and win Sir Palin before those batteries. You can turn them around if he's got any more up there, and then face them on that flank. So I might consider moving them all away from that high ground or back on the high ground, but we'll see. It's all about the cavalry then, this big cavalry charge going on in the centre. There wasn't much movement I could actually do, but we'll get straight into it and start with some artillery. Now there may be some block lines of sight for artillery. Go there, hundreds. Yeah, we'll get those guys going. Start it off this turn. So that's some dragoons from our second line. Punching them up, whittling away at them. I'm surprised they stayed in order. Do we have any artillery here? I can see anyone. No. They can see the horse artillery, so they can turn around. Good. Okay, they can. We've got 90s, 100s. We'll go for the 90s at the top. These guns can hopefully see over the top. Yeah. Okay, as hopefully they can. Nice. Got artillery here, artillery here. Actually, we'll maybe able to see. They will. What have we got? Oh, they're almost destroyed. It's been quite successful down here. We've got the better of it, especially with shots like that and salvos like that. They're routed, so get those guys. We were moving that square up a little bit because we were losing here. After these squares with the artillery, there wasn't much else there. So back to charging, cavalry wise. They're disordered, so they can just nip out the way. And we'll charge these, look like hussars again. Charge these guys. It wasn't the best, they're in the way. Had to move these guys. These, only one unit can charge. They're disordered. So yeah, it's all a little bit messy. What we'll do is just move them up to the high ground out of the way, clear a space, and we'll get these dragoons in on the act. Sunny hussars. Sue me, hussars. So they're disordered. One squadron is good to go, not good enough. And we'll forward a little bit from the next turn. Get melee in on the action. Fresh troops. Okay. And just bring these guys forward a little bit. Ready for the next turn. Not a lot of them. Let me think. Move these guys forward for sure. And there can come up that area. We've got a charge here. There's just not that many of them. That's my only concern. Not going up against a couple of hundred of hussars. So bring them forward. We'll add to them. I'm going to get Bron on the action. He's a very dashing chap there with his pipe in his hat. And we'll just, yeah, okay, can't move. There we go. What else did we have? Do we have any cavalry down here ready to go? One squadron chasseurs against 50 lancers. We'll leave them there. We will start bringing those chasseurs up as well. Oh, and here we have a chance to skirmish with those Cossack units. Push them back a little bit. So that there. my other chasseurs up, acting as a rear guard. There might be Cossacks there, and we never know. Klein Sarsgaard and I moved the guys up, and there wasn't any issues there, up there. So they're going to sort themselves out into a nice defensive position around there, wait till this area sort of steadies, push back all this cavalry, and then hopefully get this front line going. They're a little bit isolated, but they are they're there in strength. Plus we've got the rest of them that got caught up and delayed by the Cossacks coming up to reinforcement as well, including 2 batteries and 3 battalions, and their supply. But we did manage to capture some supply. So looking a little bit better, a little bit more confident about Eylau in the centre, starting to slowly push them back. And yeah, I'll get back to you on the next one. Right, 10:36, and I think one turn before the weather starts to clear. No major developments. He continued attacking with his cavalry up in the north. Looks like we've got some routed units there to sort out. And yeah, he didn't really do much up there. He continued to attack around this area here, so this is now sort of north of Eylau, with in this area with the Prussians and Russians. So we kind of know where that divide was. We sort of guessed that in the beginning. He tried to take this battery, but they held out, good lads. He attacked with a fair bit of cavalry here, but he's actually sticking to the rule of don't attack with disordered units, so that sort of saved the day a little bit. It looks maybe worse than it actually potentially could be. Around Eylau, looks like we got some units that are routed. He had a couple of attacks here. He pushed 1 or 2 units back. He attacked, or he moved into here, and then tried to attack the guns. He attacked the guards somewhere. Where was it? He attacked somewhere here. Was it these guys, and pushed them in? He made an attack here. Anyway, Eylau, it's business as usual. It's continuing. We have this cavalry lined up now, so we might start having a go at with some cavalry. Fairly quiet up here. He used these units, this Dneprov, sorry if I slaughtered the name, these units to try and attack some high ground. Yeah, so his cavalry didn't really do much, so I think that's a hell of a stack. But I think that because they're all disordered, he couldn't really do anything. So as annoying as it is more realistic. You wouldn't just start attacking, in my opinion, willy-nilly with any units that just there that's all disordered and chaos ensues and everything. You've got to attack with ordered units. So we've got some Cossacks. No, they're not. So there must be somebody that's routed over here. Cavalry in the woods. These Cossacks are overlooking our rear now, and this happened. Guns, lots more guns coming, and some units as well, and some troops. So I thought these guys are going to sit it out, this division are going to sit it out up in Klein Sarsgaard, but it looks like they aren't. They're going to have to get involved, and if I have any way of trying to take those guns before they have a chance to set up horse artillery, and some light guns, then we will, bearing in mind that we've got some Cossacks and units here as well, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when we clear up. Other than that, business as usual, so I'll get everybody ready to start attacking. I'll have a look at the jump map, see where we are all spread out. Hell of a spread out army there. Yeah, so I'll get back to you in a second. So, came up with a plan B, or I've slightly altered my plan now after moving stuff around, and that's all to do with our southern flank. We'll get to that in a second. Moved some cavalry around. It's annoying having this one crossing point, and it's annoying that even although these guys were, a couple of 100 metres away, they did disorder on the road just because he charged. Maybe realistic, and their sea quality. Yeah, okay, I guess. Round here, couldn't really move much. I did take a gun from here somewhere. I can't remember where it was now. I'm going to just bring it forward there to start trying to blast some of this cavalry. What we have to do though is get those guys out of that square. Never order then. So chances are next turn, like snow, we will be able to use muskets and our squares will be a little bit more effective. So combat-wise, what can we do here? We've got some guns here. Nice. I might as well start up in the north actually. Make it a little bit more sensible. Do we have some charges up here? I think we did. Got many leaders that want to come in on the outside. Yeah. Lost his movement points, okay, but we will have a go. Also clear a bit of space on that side of the road. See their disorder, that's quite annoying. We can charge with those chasseurs or chevals. Right, let's get some leader there. Charge with these. 140. Push them back a little bit. It's about all we can do at that north end at the minute. We've fired with that gun. They won't be able to see anything. And we can continue here. 50 and 100, so definitely that second squadron. Too bad. We can charge with some crosshairs, but they're a little bit outnumbered. These crosshairs are in the mix though. So we will charge. Who have we got? Those hussars. Flank. 116 hussars against that lot. Nope, not going to do that. We do have these cuirassiers that we've been holding back for a while, and then we can move this horse artillery forward. Just didn't have the legs. Not quite have the legs. Okay, so move them here. Move that gun. That horse artillery. Yeah. So not much use firing on skirmishers, to be honest. What have I got? Ammo. Where's my ammo? Yeah, I haven't used half of it and almost halfway through. Yeah, we'll turn that around and just have a go at them. Let them know we are still there and we know they're there. Right, I moved this gun around because I think that's could be a new unit, to be honest. So possibly following up. These guys, can they fire on those? Not facing, but the horse artillery, so we can move them around. Too bad. These guys here that got snuck into Eylau. So the guards become disordered. Wow. Okay, I thought that would be a little bit better than that. Again, I'm just going to leave the guard there. Maybe bring Rap forward. Push out some skirmishers. Yeah. Okay, so what else do we have here? Horse artillery on the flank of this bunched up lot. Savage, absolutely savage. We got there. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get them this time. So that's them overrun. We got here a big old bunch, and we've got two batteries overlooking both of them. And the guard against 500. So yeah, we'll soften these up for the guard, because the guard are going to attack. Nicely done. Forward and see what the guard do. Nice. Okay, we put. See, that would have been better now to actually be able to have that artillery. Never mind. Never mind. We had to soften them up for the guard. Cavalry-wise, I can't really do anything. I again misjudged my movement points here, so it sort of blocked them off annoyingly. But we will bring them on the frozen lake. Just for next turn, so we can use them on the charge the next turn. Put them there, and these guys, and then next turn I'll move these guys out of the way if they're still there. We need to sort of bring them out of the way to safety a little bit. Turn them back around. They have meleeed. We've got guns still overlooking the front. Do I want them for that? Yeah, I think I will. I'll turn these guns around for next time. Where's he going to be? Here? Yeah, well, they'll get an opportunity fire, won't they, if they move. Right, in the centre, yeah, some more guns that he's turned round and facing us now, so they fired on these guys. Can't get them out of the way now, but what to do? I'll move some horse artillery forward, overlooking Sir Palin. And I had quite a lot here. This is sort of the new plan I was on about. I said I was going to have the guard cavalry that have moved around the south to sort of fill in and bolster just to the left of the woods, these troops here. My new plan is the guard cavalry going to carry on going all this way around to Klein Southgarten, maybe up to Mellenkheim, and act on the right flank. He's got a lot there because that will hopefully open up his rear. Okay, it's going to take a few turns to get there. They're all fresh and haven't been involved yet, so hopefully they'll be able to make an impact. That's my plan. To that end, I've started moving these squares and artillery. I've limbered it all up, and we're going to move up and close this gap a little bit. Remembering that he does have some stuff here, but then it's going to bolster our attack on Sir Palin, and yeah, that's my idea. I think it's a good one. We'll see how it plays out. Let's get some of this cavalry involved then and start pushing back some of this cavalry if we can. I moved them. One squadron, what are they on? No. Bit too much for one squadron. Yeah, they can charge. Is Milcott around? He was around here somewhere. Anyway, we'll charge them. It's done. These guys on this rather large stack. Who am I better with them? Yeah. Hefty. Okay, not the end of the world. We've got those Millball. Right, we'll get these disordered guys out of the way. Get Colonel Anonymous charging. Up to Joe Millball. Get his guys on the charge as well. Okay, they're quite tired. Not surprised with all this fighting going on. And then get everybody in on the attack there. That is everyone, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Reserves. Plan B. It is a big old stack, I suppose. That's a bit better. They're disordered, they're disordered. These guys can charge. Will they have the legs? Possibly. No. Let's say no. It's them. Bring these fresh guys forward. A bit of a line. They will have to all be sorted out at some point. I'm not just going to continue charging. What are we doing anyway with his cavalry and his infantry? Both these attacks across the board have been quite heavy for him. He's lost a hell of a lot. I've lost 38 guns. How did that happen? Alright, fair enough. I can't really afford to lose them. I need to take a bit more care of my artillery. But at the sacrifice of all that cavalry that he's lost, what's he on now? 9,000, about 14,000 casualties compared to my, what's that, 3,500, something like that. I'll take that any day of the week. Any day of the week. Okay. These Chasseurs Chevals, we'll get them on the go. They can charge as well. Who am I charging? Some dragoons, but not many of them. Okay, and can they follow up anything? No. The wrong facing. Never mind, not the end of the world. Same here. I'm going to move them forward ever so slightly and get everybody on the move. Got to be careful here, because if they undisrupt or unroute, sort themselves out, they're going to be a bit of trouble. Hopefully he doesn't know, well he will do because he'll be able to see them, won't he? Yeah, well that lot. I had to take care of those Cossacks, and I went straight on the attack around here. Just to maybe surprise him before he gets a chance to settle, with whatever he's got around there. So there's a lot of guns, yes, we're going to lose quite a lot of men, but risk versus reward, I always say that. But I think the risk of putting these guys into battle to disrupt whatever he has around here, knowing that A, they've got some reinforcements coming up slowly but surely, and eventually that guard cavalry down here is going to come around. That's what, 8 turns, something like that possibly, so I need to hold out for 8 turns. and I can always fall back on Kleinsalzgott, and I'm going to make like a rally point, put some artillery there. My skirmishers will sort of protect it, take them off the front a bit. So yeah, it's really is, or has, not is hot enough, it has hotted up, heated up. Right, so I'll send it off to him and then get back to you on the next one.